All right, hello everybody. So, you guys wanted to see a full collection video where I lay everything out, kind of like what I did back in 2020. So, that's what I did. Unfortunately, the collection has grown so big, I cannot get it all in one take because I'm limited to the bed. I don't even know how I'm going to be able to get all the notification appliances on here at once, but we're going to figure something out. So we're going to do this in sections. As you can see, for the first section, we got initiating devices. The next section, we'll do all the notification appliances. And then at the end, we'll do all my control panels. So I'll put timestamps in the description. So if you want to jump around and look at some of the different sections, go for it. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start from the top to bottom. Here we go. So starting off right here, we have 3 of these Simplex wiffle ball smoke detectors, if you will. You can tell I'm really good at cleaning my stuff off. These are 2098 9636 smoke detectors. I'll try to take one of them off the base for you. 2098 9636 on 2098 9637 2-wire bases. So yeah, and then over here we have 2 2098 9201 smoke detectors, which are basically just the newer versions of those, except a little more low profile. And these are also on 9637 bases. So yeah. Then right here we have 2 or 3 actually, 4098 9601 smoke detector heads. You can tell these 2 are a little older, not because they're dirty, but they're made a little different. This one's a little newer. And the bases are 4098 9798 or 9788. 3 of those. Then we have some adjustable ones. These are 4098 9714 adjustable heads on 4098 9792 adjustable bases. And then we have 1 lone 2WB system sensor. Now for pull stations. Right here we have a Simplex 4251-111 Chevron style pull station. It's on a back box too. Simplex 4251-20 from the 70s, older one. Here's another 4251 from the 70s. This one actually got new in box. Lock's a little bit different than this one. Then we have a newer one from the 80s. You can see the handle. It's got the little cutout handle. Right here we have another 4251-20, except it's got the institutional cover, and yeah, I gotta put the screws back on, but yeah, it's a key operated only. Right here we have a 4251-21. It has the mag lock button on it. Right here we have a 4251-30 with the brake glass assembly removed. This one right here is actually kind of rare. This is a 4251-31. It's brake glass, but it's got the brake glass sensor in it. So that's what the extra switch is in there. May not be able to tell, but basically when the handle flies out, the switch pops out and it'll put the panel in trouble or whatever. Which, in my opinion, I feel like all 4251-30 should have that, but that's the difference between the 31 and the 30. Right here we have 3 2099 9754s. These are the older ones with the nice terminal block. Right here we have a 2099 9795 MapNet pull station. This one right here is a 2099 9761, which I did convert, and it's got a little trim plate on it. This right here is a 2099 9768 Chevron from the 90s. Right here we have a 2099 9101. It's a newer pull station. It's got the mag lock button, but you can tell it is newer. ESL 5060S. Right here we have a 4099 9001 IDNet pull station, single action. Right here we have a 4099 9002, also IDNet with the brake glass. Right here we have a 4099 9003. This is my first pull station, and this is obviously the dual action. And this right here is a 4099 9006, which is the one with the LED. Right here we have a Fenwal 103, 101, something like that. I don't know the model number, but it's a rare suppression release pull station from, I believe, the 70s. Right here we have a Fenwell rebranded FCI MS2 suppression release. 2 Firelight BG6s. They're kind of beat up, but they get the job done, I guess. A BG10, which I'm not going to pull because it's a pain to reset. We have a BG12 LA. This one is actually got the dual contacts on it, kind of like the 9101. Kidde B5, pretty nice pull station. And then we have 3 of these older style Faraday 101 23-1s with the metal lock, and these are really hard to pull. So yeah, that's the pull stations. Now we're gonna get all of the horn strobes, remote horns, light plates, and do all the notification appliances. All right, now for the part you've all been waiting for, the notification appliances. Now, because the collection is so big, I actually have to break this section into 2 parts. The first part consists of everything Simplex. Everything Simplex I own is going to be in this section. Second section will be everything not Simplex. So again, we'll go ahead and start from top and then down there. So starting off in the corner here, we have 3 Simplex 2902 9735 speaker lights. This one right here is in red, and these 2 are the custom white factory painted speaker lights. Right here we have a Simplex 2903 9101 3rd generation strobe plate. These 2 right here are Simplex 2903 9102 2nd generation strobe plates. These are pretty rare because of the older strobe circuit on the back. These 3 right here are Simplex 2903 9001 flush mount light plates, single bulb. These 2 are 3rd generations and have additional sets of wire leads. This one's a 2nd generation. These 2 right here are 2903 9002 3rd generation surface mount light plates. Right there we have a Simplex 2903 9005 dual bulb light plate. Next that is a Simplex 2903 9006 surface mount dual bulb light plate. And then right there we have another 2903 9005 with a slightly modified lamp socket. Moving on down here, we have 3 Simplex 405080 light plates. These 2 are the predecessors. A lot of people like to call them 404060s, and while that's not what they're called, it's what people like to go by them as. This one right here has the deeper tabs for horns that sit flush. This one's the newer one, so the horn sits semi-flush and it has dampeners on there. And this one right here is an actual 405080. Right here we have 3 Simplex 4903 9101 strobe plates. We have another 4903 9101 right here, except with a vertical strobe. Right here we have a Simplex 4903 9104 ceiling strobe plate. And right here we have a 4903 9105, which is the newer strobe, the Gentex strobe with a 100 candela strobe. Right next to that, we have a 4903 9102 light plate. And then we have 2 Simplex 4904 9001 incandescent lights. And then down here for the 2904s, we have 2 2904 9101 remote strobes, 3rd generations with the potentiometers. A 2904 9003 dual bulb, super rare. I only have 1 at the moment, but I'll get more. And then right there we have a Simplex 2904 9005, and it is a 9005, not a 9002. The label for it was actually inside out when I got it, so I thought it was a 9002, but then I flipped it around and saw, oh, it's a 9005, even though it is only a single bulb. I don't know. Simplex model numbers are weird. Now for the 4903s, we have my 4903 9219. This is my first alarm. Right here we have a 4903 9220. This one right here is a 4903 9221. These all have 15 candela strobes with electromechanical horns. These 2 are 4903 9222s, which are 30 candela. This right here is a Simplex 4903 9239 electronic horn strobe. And this right here is a 9236. These are the exact same, minus the orientation of the fire lettering. Then over here we have two 4903 9242s. These are 30 candela and electronic. Right here we have a 4903 9254 110 candela selectable horn. Well, selectable strobe. The horn is the newer horn with the True Alert sound in it. I've had this one for a long time as well. And right here we have a 4903 9257, which is 15 candela, but it's also the newer selectable version. Right here we have a 4904 9138 remote strobe. We have two Simplex 4901 9822s, except these are the newer versions, which have the same horns used in these two, so they're quite rare. And right up here we have a Simplex 4901 9811. It uses the Faraday 5330 series horn in it, or the Cerberus Pyrotronics, I think it's EHS something. It's a, I'll show you the back of it. It's one of these horns. It's not tritone, it's single tone. The 9809 is the one with the 3 tones. This one is just single tone, which is kind of unfortunate. Right here we have a 4901 9805 mechanical horn. Now we got the SmartSync 4903s. We have 4903, this one's a 9401, this is a 9403. They actually sound the exact same. It's kind of funny. They have the exact same pitch. When they're going off, it sounds like there's just one horn. But they sound the exact same, which is kind of weird because none of my other mechanical horns have similar pitches, but these two sound identical. This one's 15 candela, this one's 30 candela, and they're both SmartSync. Right here we have a 4904 9331 SmartSync strobe. It's a quick alert. Right here we have a 4903 9425 4-wire True Alert with a fixed 15 candela strobe. Then right here we have two 4903 9426s. This is a quick alert, this is a True Alert. As you can tell by the absence of the True Alert logo. 75 candela and 4-wire. Right here we have a 4903 9427, which is 110 candela. Then we have a 4903 9432, which is white and 75 candela. Now for the 2-wire, we have a 4906 9127, multi-candela and SmartSync. A 4906 9128, which is ceiling mount. 4906 9129 in white. A 4906 9133 SmartSync chime strobe. A 4906 9136 white ceiling mount chime strobe, very rare. A 4906 9137 multi-tone. Made a video on this a while back. It sounds just like an MT. And we have my True Alert ES. It's a 49 AV WWF, adjustable. All right, now we're going to get to the bells. We have three Simplex 2901 9333 10-inch vibrating bells. Those two are newer. You can tell that one's older. It's got a brighter paint job to it. These are newer ones from the 90s. They sound a little lower pitch too. It's kind of interesting. Right here we have a Simplex 4080 10-inch bell. It's actually a 4080-5, but as to what the difference is between the 4080 and the 4080-5 is, I don't know. But 10 inches. Another 4080, this is a 6-inch. And then we have a 4080 chime. These are all vibrating. These are -5s. This is just a regular 4080. I don't know what the difference is between the two, but yeah. Then we have a 2901 9331 4-inch vibrating bell. Same thing as those over there. And we have a 2902 9207 vibrating chime. I do not have the single stroke one anymore. I'll have to get another one. Then we'll go down here. Two 4906 9151 speaker strobes. SmartSync multi-candela. Right here we have a 4090 91 Federal Signal speaker. A 2901 or 2902 9732 life alarm. Then right here we have five Simplex 2901 9838s. These two right here, the older ones that go on the 2903s. This one's a little bit newer, used on the earlier 4903 series. This one's a little bit newer than that, and then this one's the newest. As you can see, it's got the silver plate and the darker paint. And then right here we have a Simplex 9840, which has seen better days, but it's the same horn as all the others, but it's in a flush mount plate. We have six 9833s. These are the newer ones with screw terminals. And then these 3 are the older with the pigtails, and they all have trim plates. These are pretty rare. We have a Simplex 4017-63 4-volt AC bell, vibrating bell, 6-inch. And then over here we have the older Vibratones. We have 2, actually these 2 are the same. These are 2901 9806 B2 horns, the ones we're more familiar with. This one's kind of a rare one. It's a 1st gen from 1980. Right here we have a 9806 B4. We have another B4 right here, except this one's from the 90s, and you can tell it's got the extra set of pigtails. It's got a glossier finish, silver plate. Yeah, it's much newer. You'll typically see these on 4903 stroke plates, whereas with these, you'll find them on the 2903s. This one right here is a pretty rare one. You can actually, it's brand new, you can actually see my reflection. It's a Simplex 4041 DC. Then right here we have a Simplex, we have 2 actually, 4051s. These are the low current 0.1 amp versions. They're kind of quiet. Actually, this one right here, I think it's kind of broken. It's really quiet. This one right here is still quite loud, but yeah, interesting. Then we have my 12 volt Simplex 4040 and a 12 volt Simplex 4050. And then to end it off, we have 2 very rare Simplex 4037 flush mount horns. So that's everything Simplex. Now we're gonna put this all away and get out the rest of the notification appliances. All right, and now for everything else. I also have some accessories down here. Got a 2903 trim plate, Space Age trim plate, speaker strobe skirts, Simplex dual projector, Wheelock dual projector, Federal Signal dual projector, some AV32 back boxes. These are the surface mount. This one's a flush mount. Some 2903 back boxes. This one's newer. This one's for the 2903s. This one's for the 4903s and has this little adapter for the 4903s. And then this right here is a bell trim plate. Basically, you could, if you wanted to, if you had a single gang box flush mounted into the wall, you can mount this, and then you could put a 4x4 on top of it and use it as an adapter plate. You can really do a lot with this. It's pretty cool. So that's accessories. Now we'll get into the remaining notification appliances. Starting off up here, we have a plain Jane Wheelock 7002 T24. Here's another one. This one is a black standard plate model, about a year older, but pretty rare. Then right here we have 2 Honeywell SC807A 1029s, which are just 7002 Ts, rebranded by Honeywell. The label's on the bottom. I have 2 because one's slightly older than the other and the terminal blocks are different. But I might end up selling one in the future. Right here we have a Cerberus Pyrotronics HSD24 from, I believe, 1990. This one's my newest one, and you can tell by the paint job. It's a lot smoother, so it's not an 80s model, it's a 90s model. I've had that one for quite some time, and it probably is my best sounding one. This one right here is a Spectronics 7002 T24, and as you can see, it's really beat up and barely works. The wires are all cut on the back, so I gotta do some soldering and some adjusting. But it does work, and I could probably bring it back to life pretty soon. Right here, we have 2 7002s. These are not 7002 Ts, these are 7002s. They have pigtails in the back, not screw terminals. This one right here is a Firelight STH72, so it's a Firelight rebranded one. And this one's the really rare Ansel rebranded one that a lot of people are trying to take from me. This is the 24746. That's the model number. We have a Wheelock 7002 24 with the open grill from, I believe, 1981, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure on that. And that fell. Then right here we have something pretty rare. This is a Wheelock 34T24WS. It's 4-wire. So the strobe actually operates separate from the horns, unlike all of these. And it doesn't skip. Then right here we have a Firelight STH71, rebranded Wheelock 7001. Right here we have a Wheelock C7001T 24, which is ceiling mount. And then this is my newest device. This is a Wheelock V7001 24. The other one I had, I gave to 405080 for the white 2902s. And then, God damn it. That one right there is a 34T. It was a 7002T, but stuff happened to it. As to what happened to it, I actually don't know. That's how I got it. So I might put another strobe on and make it another 34T 24WS. Who knows? I might just leave it as a horn. Then right here we have a Wheelock MT24 SLM. SLM because it's got a syncable strobe, so it's kind of rare. This one's also been rebranded by Simplex. Well, it was manufactured for Simplex, so it has a Simplex model number. Model number is 49039231. So yeah, pretty rare MT. Then we have two NSs. These are not your typical NSs. You really think I'd waste my money on NSs? No. These are NS4s. These are 4-wire. This one right here is an NS4 1575. Pick it up and show you the back. NS24 1575W. And that's a white one with a 110 kilo strobe. It's a NS4 24 110WW, something like that. I got that one new in box too, which is pretty cool. Then we have a Wheelock Exceeder LED strobe, LSTWNA. It's multi-candela and has the really long flash rate, which is weird. That was obviously improved in the LED 3 series, so this one's technically not really ADA compliant. Right here we have a Wheelock SLM, or no, LSM24 in white. This is not the syncable version. It's just a regular SLM, but it's white, so it's rare. Then right here we have a Wheelock EH-DL1 WM24 VFW or something like that in white, pretty rare. Then right here we have a Wheelock ES-DL1 WS24 or 24WS. I don't feel like picking it up because I'm reaching all the way across the bed. It's the Wheelock's first ever electronic horn strobe. It's pretty rare. It's a first gen model from 1985, so it doesn't actually have the other two tones on it. It's just a single tone, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, the other tones are kind of bad, so I'm not complaining. And then right there, we have a Wheelock VL24 remote light. It's not a strobe, it's a light. That's pretty cool. Right here is a Wheelock HSPW, I want to say, strobe plate with a 110 candela strobe, and it's actually syncable, which is pretty cool, pretty rare. I got that new in box. And then this one, I'm gonna have to pick it up because I don't know the model number. It's a Wheelock chime. It's a 712-48. It's 48 volts, but I adjusted it so it actually works on 24 volts. It's quiet, but it does work. And then for my system sensor devices, we have a system sensor CH24MCW chime strobe, multi-candela, very rare. And we have a system sensor SS24C. Before the mass, it's one of those ceiling strobes by BRK. And then over here, some oldies right here. These are Honeywell rebranded IBM horns. It's a 4037 rebrand, and this is a 4032 rebrand. Model numbers are escaping me right now. I don't feel like reading them out, but that's what they are. They're both 12 volts AC and super freaking rare. Then right here we have a Gamewell rebranded Federal Signal 450D horn strobe. As you can see, it's kind of sun bleached. It's looking a little orange. The 69240H and a 69240S. This one right here is a standard 450D with a VALS strobe, but it's ceiling mount. And this is a Fiquench 20-051 on a 20-047 Halon strobe. And then right here we have a 2DCD, which is for the AV32. This one's actually a 63 milliamp version, so it's the louder one. These are all the standard ones. And here's my AV32s. This one right here is the more common version that you guys are used to seeing with the flasher circuit and the textured paint. Goes with that horn. This one right here is one from, I believe, the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. First generation ones, you can tell it's got the smooth plastic and a very slow flash rate. And then we have this one right here in white. Moving on to Edwards, over here we have an 8922B with the terminals. The pigtail versions suck. There's just too much wire going on back there. We have an Integrity horn. It was a horn strobe, but the strobe died and was falling off, so I just ripped it off. I got to clip the wires. It's a 7577AT, I believe. Yep. So it's just a remote horn at this point. This one right here is a 75778HS with the older horn in it. It's a first gen Integrity, brand new. This is a 75778CS chime strobe. Moving on to Gentex, we have two GXS-4-1575 WRs. The strobe on this thing is cracked and has fallen off. It's seen better days. Like it still works, so I can just glue it back on. Not worry about it. This one's a much better one, so it's got the terminals on there, so it's easier to work with. Then right here we have three SHGs. This is a second gen SHG. It's a SHG 241575 WR with the older horn and the march time coder. This one right here is the SHG 2460 WR with a 60 candela strobe, kind of an unusual candela, and it's the newer horn with the code 3 selector. This one's a weird one. You may think this is a third gen, but it's actually not, or maybe it's a hybrid, I don't know. SHG 24110 WB. This has the older horn in it with the march time coder, just like that one right there. But it's got the newer strobe with the little bumps to spread the light out. It's really weird. It's a weird hybrid. Then right here we have my GMS. The tag's missing, but it's a GMS 241575 WR. And then right here we have a GOS 241575 WR, which is multi-tone. Really like this device. And right here we have a Gentex speaker strobe. Model number is SPEK4110WR. 110 candela speaker strobe. Then right here we have a Faraday or FOS speaker strobe. I don't think the speaker works. It's kind of beat up. The strobe does work. I could probably just use the strobe and just put a horn back here. Maybe that horn right there. It's a, what is this? $2,600 speaker, and I guess this is a 5516 strobe plate. I think that's what it is. Then we have my 6120s. Say 6120 on a 5511 strobe plate. This is new. I haven't seen this in a video before. This one right here is an ESL rebranded one. You guys have seen this before, and I hope that didn't have any sort of personal info on it. I'll have to blur that out if there was. But yeah, you guys have seen this one before. It's an ESL rebranded version of that. And then right here we have another one on a 5512 strobe plate, so it's the 9838, if you will. Then right here we have a Bear 6120 horn, which, like I said, I might just put on that or something. That's a little dent. Hope that didn't damage it, but yeah. Here's another 6120. It's on a 9838 grill because the original 9838 horn was dead when I got it, which is kind of unfortunate. It was a silver plated one too, and I don't have too many of those, but yeah, it's a 6120. It's the exact same thing, but yeah, you guys have seen this horn a lot in my videos. I really like how this one sounds. We have two 5506s. These are really rare. And we have a 6030. There's some controversy behind this one. It's a 6030 because it's non-polarized. I could wire it either way, despite the markings on here. Doesn't matter which way I wire it, it'll sound. So I have to use a diode to polarize it if I want to use it on the systems. But it's a general signal alarm, so that's why it's beige. Beige. Jesus. This one's actually for fire use. That's what it says right here, at least. This is a 6224. So it's got the newer horn, circuit board horn on it. Sounds like absolute shit, but pretty rare. Then we have a 6234, which is a UHN MCS. Damn it. Hope I didn't break nothing. That's okay. Fail. Okay, all right. Then right here we have two 2884s. These are the first gen UMMTs with 1575 candela strobes. These sound a little different than your usual UMMT, at least the horn tones do. And right here we have a regular Cerberus Pyrotronics UMMT S30C. So it's got a 3075 candela strobe and a ceiling mount. Yep. We have a Faraday 6226. This is not the Harrington one. I actually sold all my Harrington ones, which I kind of regret selling them all because they sounded nice. This one doesn't sound as great as the other ones did, but gets the job done. Then we're here with my Soundolier SAB 370B, which is probably my rarest device. So that's the collection, all the notification appliances, and now we will get to panels. And it appears I forgot this thing. This is my Firelight light with a Firelight HD 450 horn. You can really put whatever 4-inch horn you want on here, but I just have that on there because it matches with this. Lens is cracked, unfortunately got damaged in shipping, but it still works, so yeah. All right, and now for the last bit of the collection, the control panels. So as you can see, everything here is simplex. So if you haven't figured it out by now, you know what my favorite company is. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So we'll go ahead and start with the fan favorite down here. It's my Simplex 4002. This is the small 2-bay 4002. I have to take the dress pan off, which I'm not gonna do, but it's it's completely stock. Well, not really. It's got your factory 8 zones, no expansion modules, 2 NACs on board. It does have the enhanced Simplex programmer chip in it, which stores custom programming. I don't think there's any sort of custom programming on here, or if there was, it's not there anymore. I mean, there's really not much you can do with a little 8-zone panel like this. And I haven't noticed anything custom about it that other 4002s don't do. But it is there, which is, you know, something that a lot of 4002s don't have. So this is pretty rare. 4002s are rare enough as they are, but having that little chip in there for custom programming is all a bit more rare. So that's that. Then right here we have the 4002's little brother, the 4001. Simple, 4 zones, 1 NAC. I absolutely love this thing. I know it, you know, there's not really much you can do with it, and you know, it's got unfiltered power and all that, but honestly, I really like messing around with this panel. It's really nice. I believe this was from 1988. It's actually, these were introduced slightly before the 4002s, but this one is actually newer than this one. I believe this one's from earlier on in 1988. This one's from later. Not that that really matters, but just something I thought I'd point out. Right here we have an oldie. This is my 1965 Simplex 4246-2 SU. Made a test of this a little while ago. It's got the little auto silence timer. This is all relays and mechanics. No circuit boards or anything like that. So this is what runs the old AC powered horns I have. Yeah, it's a really nice panel. I know I do have a small audience who likes these older systems. So yeah, I do want to get a couple more of these older panels, probably a 4201, 4204, stuff like that. Those are really nice. They're nice and, you know, they're bigger. You can do like coatings, code 44 and stuff like that with them. This one's just a continuous system, but really nice panel, really rare. Right here we have a Simplex 4305, a little 8-zone annunciator panel. The lock is broken on here. I'm just gonna try to open it up for you guys. So you just have your annunciator inputs right here. You hook up, you have 1 through 8 and then a common, and then it lights up your bulbs. Pretty cool. I haven't gotten it to work on the 2001s yet. It's a real pain in the neck, but I have gotten it to work on the 4002. So you might see it in action with the 4002, because I don't think I've tested this out for you guys on camera. So yeah, that'll be something for the future. Right here we have the Simplex 4005. This is the one I brought back from the dead a little while ago. I guess it had some sort of power surge or something happened. You can still see the soot up there in the top. The power supply blew up and ended up shorting out pretty much everything, minus these 3 I/O cards. These are the original cards. They're still good. But power supply, power distribution board, and the CPU ought to be replaced. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but I mean, it works now, so yeah. There's one more IO card down there. That one actually is damaged. It's another zone card. Zones 1 and 4 are permanently fried, but not a big deal because 8 zones is more than enough for a hobby system. And then right here we have the 4010. This is the staple of the channel. This is what I used for the old system. Literally just pulled it out, wiping dust off of it. This thing hasn't seen daylight in forever, but still have it. Great panel. My only addressable panel. Absolutely love it. Can't go wrong with 4010. Over here, this is something I just revealed in a video not too long ago. This is my 4003 voice control panel. Lock on this thing's also broken, so it just kind of opens up. Nothing too much to say about that, but always wanted one of these 4003 panels, and I actually managed to get one for a really good price. Let's just say the seller wanted $1,000 for it and managed to get him to shed off like 80%. It's crazy. I mean, I wasn't even expecting to get one. I just kind of lowballed the guy as a joke, and he, for some reason, took the offer. So I have a 4003. Then in the back here, we have three Simplex 2001s. This one right here, I have shown before. I haven't done a video testing it yet. I got this one last summer. I've messed around with the configuration a little bit. These are all the original cards it came with, though. But I've moved some stuff around and added some jumpers down there because the March Time card wasn't configured previously. Yep, works good. This panel might be leaving me this summer. If all goes to plan, I have a potential trade coming up. I'm going to give someone this panel and a device or two for another panel. You guys will find out what that is over the summer, when that happens. Back here, I have not made a video of this. This is my newest panel. This is another Simplex 2001, and yeah, you can see it's definitely seen better days. I pulled this out of an abandoned building that was ravaged by scrappers for like the past 10 years. So cleaned it up pretty good, gave it a good bath, but yeah, this is rust, it's not dirt. So that's kind of unfortunate. I don't want to restore it because I kind of want to keep the original cover the same. But this one's very simple. It actually is practically brand new, never used. Inside's in mint condition. Really simple. It's just got 4 cards right there. I don't even know what it was doing in that building. The building was run by a much larger 2001 that was upgraded to a 4100 Classic. At least that part of the building was. It was a much larger system, and that was just there sitting on the floor. It might have been might have been used as like an expansion panel or something like that, but the main control card was wrapped up in bubble wrap. It was never used before. So I don't know. Pretty good score right there. So got 2 of those 2001 3080s single bay repack. This one right here, still haven't filled this out yet because I'm just lazy. I don't want to get around to getting cards for it. But this is my 2001 8023 2 bay. As you can see, those are the only cards I have for it. Main card and 4 dual zone cards. I need to get some NAC cards, March Time card, and some stuff to fill the bottom. But this one works good. You guys have seen videos of this one in the past. Might replace the capacitor on it at some point. But that's the control panels, and that's going to wrap up the collection for 2023. So for those of you who stuck in all the way through, I appreciate it, and see you guys later.